In this video I'm going to show you how to do fades and vignettes and mattes. They're old techniques that we used to use in the darkroom and in processing when we were working with our prints. So if you have done any work in the darkroom, they'll make more sense to you. But we're going to do this in the digital world. What I've got here is a photo I've opened. I've made a duplicate layer of it, and I've turned it into a smart object. If you're unfamiliar how to do that, I'm just going to delete that and show you right now. Duplicate layers, Command J, go to Layer, choose Smart Object, and convert it to a smart object. So we are doing some non-destructive editing. I'm going to take my marquee tool, which is M on the keyboard for the shortcut, and I'm going to drag out an ellipse and select an area that I want to create my vignette or fade around. And then I'm going to choose my mask, add layer mask button, click on it, and as you can see right away it's added this layer mask. Now we can't see it because the original background layer is open, so I'm going to hide that, and now you can see this is what you're left with. Now the edge on this is feathered and it's soft, and that's because we have a feather of 25 pixels, and this is something you can adjust as well. So if you double click on your mask, you can always change the amount of feathering, and you can also change the density of your mask or the opacity of it. I'm just going to close this up. So if you're wondering how to do like a fade or a vignette, you can simply add another layer. I'm just going to add another layer here, drag it underneath, and then I can dump a color in there with my paint bucket tool, and I'm just going to put some black in. There you've got your vignette, and if I switch it over to white, there I've got my fade. And so that's simply what those things are. It used to be that we would cut these out in a matte paper and apply them, and the other way of adding a matte is, I'm just going to take this and make another duplicate of it, turn it into a smart object, and it's exactly the same thing. This time instead I'm going to take my rectangular marquee tool, I'm going to drag out my matte shape, and then same thing, add my layer mask, and if I hide that you can see I've got a spot where I can have my white matte behind it, and that's the idea. It's like a frame behind your photo. Kind of cheesy. I think it tends to be a little better when you actually print out your photo and do this physically with a piece of matte board paper, and that's something that you can look up online as well. So hopefully this helps. Like I said, this is the non-destructive way of doing this. If you were to do this all to your original background image and then save it, it would save it over top and overwrite the original. So it's better to always make sure that if you are doing changes that you are not doing it to the original and not destroying it. And if you have something like this and you want to keep it, always remember you can go to File and then Save As, and you can choose the format that you want, whether it's Photoshop or a JPEG, TIFF, depending on what you're trying to print, PNG file for web, that sort of thing. So hopefully that helps clarify it.